ecstatic. They are a lifesaver. They are. I am so happy.
Take Ron's advice and call Optima now for a free consultation.
Yeah, don't do like I did and wait. Call Optima Tax Relief. Do it now. You'll be ecstatic like me.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test with the local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Here at Total Wine & More, you'll find what you love and love what you find. I like this flavored gin, but want something new? You'll love this one. Wow! Oh, you're good. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. Pickup and delivery available at TotalWine.com. Drink responsibly, B21.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Monday afternoon to you, and yes, it is time for the McFarland Show. 2 hours of a lot of stuff to delve into. Darren and Justin McFarland here, hence the name of the show, The McFarland Show. Damon Keene is alongside as well for the ride. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and you can listen to us on a multitude of devices.
Yes, you can.
There's a free app that you can download and listen to anywhere in the world. You can go to the website, WNSR.com, and listen anywhere in the world. You could tell Alexa, just go on and put it on. She'll do it.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty cool.
It
Technology's a cool thing.
We are worldwide. We have a worldwide audience.
We do.
So we appreciate the people listening, internationally especially.
Hope everybody had a great weekend. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Glad that, a little bit of a false start on
Forgot
Friday.
all about that, honestly. I was like,
But-
that's right.
But, we did finish.
Oh, yeah.
Did finish
we were fine.
Finish the game.
We were fine.
But it's good to be back. Had a fun weekend in Pigeon Forge. The Smokies are fun this time of year. Actually, the weather was really nice. It was kind of hot.
Yeah.
I expected to feel a little bit more like fall, but
Especially up there, it's probably very, very comfortable because you're up a few
yeah,
100 feet
but
or
it
so.
was. I mean, I would say really, really, but it was a little bit warmer than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Quite honestly.
All right.
So,
All right.
well, I'd say the script kind of writes itself today. I suspect there'll be plenty of people that want to react to what took place in Cleveland yesterday. It was one of those games that there's not a whole lot to say, but there is a whole lot to say, if that makes any sense.
I mean, I'm sorry. Do you want to start here, Mr. McFarland? Sorry. Do you want to start with your notes and observations, or?
I don't know. I don't know if I want. I think it would be fine.
I mean, it doesn't matter here today. It really doesn't. I'm just asking if you want to start with the notes and observations here. I'm sorry. You do want to tell the good people what's coming up later in the hour if they.
Well, we'll go east. We'll go to Knoxville in the second hour at 3:00. Find out. Vols get back on track. They've had UTSA at home.
Yeah.
And, they're supposed to get on track.
Yeah.
Vandy got smoked at home by Kentucky.
That
was not good.
Oh, no.
And the Denver Broncos got 70 hung on them in an NFL game.
Yeah.
That was amazing to see.
Yeah.
You just don't see that very often.
No.
Or hardly ever.
That's embarrassing.
70 points.
There's more to say on that
Yeah.
a little bit later as well.
2 more games tonight in the NFL, by the way. Another double dip. Philadelphia at Tampa Bay, the battle of 2-0s. And the LA Rams will be in Cincinnati taking on the next opponent of the Titans, the Bengals. The Bengals will be here in town this weekend to take on the Titans. So Cincinnati still looking for their first win of the season. The Rams are 1-1. And Joe Burrow, who
knows?
What do we know?
We don't.
Do we know anything?
No. This will be second week in the row. The Titans will get someone off the short week. Not that it helped them at all yesterday.
I know. Honestly, it's amazing that they're 1-2 and they've looked this way, considering the breaks that they've had. And I get it. Injuries happen all over the place. But the best running back for the Saints, one of the best running backs in the league, is Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
He didn't suit up. He's suspended.
No.
He didn't play in that game against the Saints. One of the best running backs, you could honestly make a case for being the best back in the league in Austin Eckler because he's such a dual threat. Didn't suit up and play here for the Chargers. And we know Nick Chubb, Monday Night Football.
Absolutely.
Lost for the season.
Yeah.
One of the best running backs in the league. Again, arguably the best running back in the league. Didn't suit up and play against the Titans, and yet they're 1-2. They haven't looked great, and who knows? Like you said, short week for the Bengals, and they may be without their quarterback for all we know.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are here with all of that here, Darren. So let me go ahead and launch into this just a little bit here.
Have at it.
So, in the history of the National Football League, there have been a lot of vaunted defenses that will stand the test of time, defenses that have nicknames.
I was
and
going to say,
great
usually
players.
they have nicknames, yeah.
Yes, of course, the Doomsday Defense in Dallas, the Purple People Eaters in Minnesota.
Orange Crush.
The Orange Crush out there in
Steel
Denver.
Curtain.
The Steel Curtain of the 70s out there in Pittsburgh. And then sometimes you have one single
Was
year.
it the Killer Bees? Is that or what
who
were
the Killer
the
Bees?
Dolphins? What were they?
I'm not putting them in this group. I forget the name of what you're talking
Did
about.
I just name a comedian rather than
no.
the Dolphins
When
defense?
you said the Killer Bees, I was like, do you mean the Rambling Wreck, the Georgia Tech?
No.
No, that's not them.
No.
Because they're the Yellow Jackets, and I
They
thought
are the
maybe
Yellow
you
Jackets.
just no, that's not. I don't know who the Killer Bees are. I know the Fearsome Foursome, of course.
Fearsome Foursome.
The Los Angeles Rams of the old. But sometimes, Darren, they have individual years. So, the teams we just talked about were teams over multiple years. Then sometimes you have single-year teams. The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens, the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those are some of the great defenses of all time. I think we can add a name to that list now, and that is the Cleveland Browns of September 24th, 2023. Just that day. Now, I can't speak for the rest of time or for the year or for whatever, but the Cleveland Browns of September 24th, 2023 is one of the best defenses of all time. That particular, what we saw yesterday was unreal. Myles Garrett is a Hall of Famer. He just is. Now, I'm calling it. I mean, I'm sure we've already known that for some people, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Myles Garrett is going to Canton when he's done playing football, and we just need to learn to accept it and deal with it and treat him as such. And he is joining that group. Aaron Donald is going to Canton. So is Myles Garrett. He's going to Canton when he's done playing football, because what we saw yesterday had every bit of the droppings of greatness, such as Reggie White and Bruce Smith and guys who have dominated games. I understand that, you can come with me with Chandler Jones. Well, Chandler Jones had 5 sacks. I got you. Chandler Jones don't have the body of work that Myles Garrett is putting together right now. Myles Garrett looked like Thanos. yesterday. He looked like a super villain yesterday. There was just nothing they can do with him. Now, with all that said, Darren, earlier in the year, before the season started, you asked me a key question. You said, who is going to be the Titans' biggest, or who among the free agents that the Titans have signed are going to have the biggest impact on the team? And I think you were thinking I was going to go to DeAndre Hopkins or Arden Key or somebody like that. And I said Andre Dillard was going to be the guy that would have the biggest impact on this team one way or the other.
He is having the biggest impact
on the team. And yes,
he
is having the biggest impact on the team
for
by
all
far.
The wrong reasons.
Because what I thought is, if we can just get average play out of the left tackle position versus what we've had last year, then certainly we'll be in better position. But here we are in week 3, and listen, the film don't lie, right? I mean, it is what it is. Now listen, I can't be a left tackle in the National Football League, so I wouldn't have done any better against Myles Garrett. So I'm not going to sit up here and throw stones too hard at Andre Dillard.
Well, you're not collecting a left tackle paycheck.
I am not. You're
sitting here doing a radio show with
that
me.
That is true. That is true.
Doing TV in the mornings.
That is true. So no, I'm not doing those things. I'm just saying that it's really hard, and we know it's really hard, and it's proving to be really, really hard to find a left tackle in this National Football League. They haven't found one. I don't think they have one now, and it showed yesterday with what we saw. I mean, Andre Dillard was helpless on several occasions with the future Hall of Famer. I'm going to push that to the front with the future Hall of Famer. And this is the last thing I'll say about that here real quick, and we can move on to other things. For years, Darren, you and I watched 3 Hall of Famers twice a year, every year, with Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. All those guys are going to Canton if they're not already in there. They're all going to Canton eventually. They would carve up the Titans for, over a decade, essentially, every single weekend. And after a while, it stopped becoming special to a certain degree because they were just going to come out here and do whatever. Of course, Marvin Harrison dragged the toe. Of course, he got both feet in. He's Marvin Harrison. Of course, Peyton Manning shifted into the perfect play call for the defense and threw the ball in the window when someone was wide open. He's Peyton Manning. He's a Hall of Famer. After a while, I know for me, I just stopped being shocked when Hall of Fame people do Hall of Fame things. Myles Garrett played out of his mind yesterday. Out of his mind. 3.5 sacks in one ball game in the National Football League. But the guy who was primarily responsible for keeping him in check had nothing for him. Had nothing for him. And some days is like that. Some days it's like that. So I guess we just take the lump. But can this football team do anything moving forward with the left tackle position? The answer is no, not really. Because what else could they do? Well, you can move Peter Skoronsky over there. Okay, you signed Andre Dillard to a 3-year, $30 million contract.
Oof.
You signed him. You can't just bench him.
Oof.
You can't. I understand what you want to do, but you can't just bench him. I keep hearing this. Well, they're going to then move Peter Skoronsky. Okay, cool. Move him over there. What are you going to do with Andre Dillard? If he can't play left, can he play another position? Can you move him to guard? Can you move him to right tackle? Can he snap? Can he do anything else? I mean, I don't know. That's an actual question to somebody. If you move Skoronsky to left, which was the position he played in college, he probably could play. His coach thinks he can play. We talked to him. Listen, what are you going to do with Dillard then? What do you do with the $30 million guy you just signed in the offseason if you bench him? I mean, it's not realistic. You're stuck playing him for the time being, I think. I don't know what else you would do with him. So, be that as it may, they're going to have to find something to do with the left side of that line because right now they cannot get anything going at all. And congratulations to the Browns. They played a whale of a game. The Titans were stuck in neutral because they could not do anything with that defensive line. Nothing.
Okay, when we come back, by the way, I'm going to put my glasses on. I feel like Tony Kornheiser doing this. I'm going to put my glasses on because I'm going to read a couple texts. But when we come back, I'm going to give you my take. And some of you may be going, whoa, this is a little excessive here. We're 3 weeks in. This may be a little too much. Like, hold on. Maybe you should tap the brakes. Just tap them a little bit. Some of you may say that. Some of you may say, yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. But I'm going to give you my take on the other side. Right now, by the way, we've got some text I want to read real quick. Let's see. Mike Taylor said, I made a terrible mistake by opening the app a few minutes too soon, and I heard a minute of Jim Rome. That's all I need to say. Okay, Mike. Our show starts, just to be exact, our show starts at 2:03.
Okay.
Just to be exact.
Sorry.
Intern Alec has weighed
in
on the text line. Hey, Justin.
Hey.
Can we get a Bears update?
Yeah, Bears lost yesterday, 41-10 to the Kansas City Chiefs. Didn't go well for them. Bears
Okay.
dropped to 0-3.
Thank you. Kevin, our buddy Kevin down in Florida. Yes, the Killer Bees and the no-name defense were both Miami. Yes, the 72 team was the no-name defense, remember? That's who I...
Yeah.
What?
My
defense was good.
Yeah.
You must not remember that defense.
Yeah, okay.
We're good.
Sure.
Come on. Let's see. Doug, if Myles Garrett plays the Titans 4 more times in his career, he'll have 16 more sacks to his Hall of Fame total sacks. Wait a minute, he only had 3 yesterday, right?
3.5.
3.5? Okay. My bad, Doug.
No, don't forget that half. Adds up.
Doug also says on the text line, question to the McFarlands.
Yeah.
Name a one-on-one matchup that the O-line won yesterday.
I mean, the O-line won?
Hold on, I'm thinking.
I'm
thinking.
Aaron Brewer did all right, didn't he?
I'm thinking.
I mean.
Doug, stop with these hard questions. I don't think there was one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to come back and give you really just how I feel today. And again, some of you may be like, whoa. And some of you may say, you know what? I completely agree. We'll do that on the other side as you listen to the McFarland Show. WNSR.
Golfers, swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest new fall arrivals from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Titleist. Come by and test drive the new TaylorMade P790 irons, the new Callaway Apex Pro iron sets, and the new Titleist T-Series irons. While you're there, get a free custom fitting on the new arrivals and more. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is your headquarters for all the latest golf gear from all the top manufacturers. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
The Atlanta Braves are back, and this 2023 team is ready for another epic season.
1-1 pitch. There's a deep drive to left center field. This thing is clear for takeoff. Back-to-back home runs, Ozuna and Riley.
Catch the 2023 Atlanta Braves right here on Music City's home for Braves baseball. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio. Honest opinions, genuine conversations. The McFarland Show.
(615-844-5600) is the phone line and the text line to get involved in the show. We're wide open this first hour. Steve has texted in and said, he goes by Cheesehead Steve. I was right about my Packers, but wrong about everybody else. But I'm still a Vandy fan. Well, Steve, we know that you have taken a different approach than Stan. Stan, we're probably concerned about. Stan has probably drifted off into the abyss when it comes to Vandy football.
Why are you concerned about Stan?
Well, because things have not gotten better since Stan declared his divorce.
Yeah, but Stan said
from
he was
Vandy
done.
football.
So this shouldn't affect Stan.
So you think he's in a good place?
If he's truly done, then it doesn't matter what Vandy football does to Stan.
Okay.
If
Fair,
he's done,
fair enough.
If he's done. Now, if he's
40 years, that's a pretty quick, right? That's a pretty quick exit from something. I mean, usually you got to get on the patch, right? And it's got to be like a slow exit, or you stop smoking cigarettes to then smoke, cigars to maybe then a pipe, then a patch. Like, right, there's levels, right? You have to just keep, there's levels to getting off it. Like, he just went cold turkey after 40 years. Like, that's a hard cut the cord.
Yeah.
Like, no patch, no cigar, no pipe. Nothing. Just done.
Just done.
40 years of Vandy football, done.
Done.
Cut the cord, swag over in the corner.
Moving on.
And saying about burning it, but he just said, taking the stuff off, not wearing it anymore.
Moving on.
Yeah, so I don't know. Well, Steve,
done.
Look, that's what, diehard fans are supposed to do. They're supposed to stick with their team.
That's
thick
what
and
I
thin.
do. That's what I was going to say. He's a diehard fan, so Justin, I'm sure he's over in the corner somewhere with the TV like slanted to the side, just kind of watching but not really watching. That's what I did during those Jeremy Pruitt days. You kind of had the TV on, but you didn't expect to win. You just...
I don't believe you.
I don't believe
okay.
that.
I don't
either.
believe you at all. But that's fine, sir.
That was a big... Neither one of us believed that at all
whatsoever.
As he's got his orange windbreaker on, his orange pants.
I don't believe that.
Then he comes in here and he's like, "Oh man, okay, look, UT's back on track." I was like, "Yeah, boy, wow, big win over UTSA at home." Anyway,
they only play 3 games a year.
Did you see that Joe Milton run? That was
okay, we're moving on. That's 3 o'clock.
He looked like Michael Vick. Yes.
Ryan Tannehill, 13 of 25. Yesterday, 104 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
There's the positive note.
Sacked 5 times. Ryan Tannehill has been sacked 13 times this season. They've played 3 games. Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 20 yards. Tajay Spears, 4 carries, 6 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 catches for 48 yards. Chris Moore, a couple of catches for 41. Chig, 3 receptions for 7 yards. Traylon Burks, 1 snag, 5 yards. He had a nickel in yards. All right. Where do I start with this? I think there's several layers to this cake, this Titans cake. Okay?
All right.
I think, gosh, and I say this every time, and whatever. I mean, it's just part of it. I feel like, I hate piling on someone once they're gone, because it's not all John Robinson's fault, but here goes. I do think the bad drafting and bad signings have just caught up with this team. It's just come to roost. That is one layer to this cake. Yeah. You can't keep missing all the time and expect for it not to affect you. You just can't. And it wasn't like a swing and a miss once. It wasn't a swing and a miss a couple of times. It was a swing and a miss a lot. And it's just bound to come to roost.
Yeah.
It's like some of the best teams in the league are good drafting teams or great signing teams. I mean, they make it count, right? They sign somebody, it works. When they draft somebody, or they've had really good draft picks that turn into impactful players. And let's be honest, this is not something new. It's not like I'm declaring, hey, you need to make your draft picks work and you need to make your free agent signing picks work or your free agent signings work. Like, duh. Like, okay. I'm just saying, yeah, I may be stating the obvious, but I'm pointing out that year after year, in some cases, epic failures at drafting and free agent signings have just come back to haunt this team. They're getting no production. I mean, Traylon Burks, what is this, Justin? Year what for him?
This is year 2.
This is year 2.
For Traylon Burks, yes.
Yeah. Don't you think maybe in year 2 a first-round pick should maybe start? He had the big catch last week, okay? But one catch for 5 yards, that's not the necessary steps you're looking for out of a first-round pick.
How many times was he targeted?
In year 2. How many times was he targeted?
Yeah, let's because,
he was targeted 6 times.
6 times, okay.
Because that's a layer of this as well. Okay?
All right.
Okay, yes. I said there are different layers. So I do believe that this team, it's just come to roost with all the failures that they've had with bringing in players, whether it's through the draft or through free agency. The other part of this cake, Justin, is I feel like they're stuck in the mud. And when you're stuck in the mud, it's probably you can't just keep hitting the gas pedal and spinning your tires, because you've done it over and over and over again, and you've tried rocking the car, you've tried putting things under the tires, maybe a wooden board or some rocks or something to maybe get a little bit of traction and get out of the mud, but you just can't get out. So at some point, you're going to have to do something different. And it may require a tow, okay? It just may require a tow truck.
Wave some people down. Help me push this thing.
To pull you out, or a pack of people, an army of people to get you out of that, ditch, that muddy ditch. And I feel like at this point, Justin, and I know, again, it's week 3, I just feel like the Ryan Tannehill thing, to me, has run its course. It is what it is. To me, what is the point of it's feeling like a hamster wheel. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're expecting different results, and it is what it is. At some point, you have to get off the hamster wheel. And quite honestly, it's not just Ryan Tannehill. If you're going to give Derrick Henry 11 carries, and the first week of the season you're going to give him 5 touches in the second half, it may be time for you to get off that hamster wheel. Like, what's the point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
What's the point of doing the same thing over and over again if nothing is changing?
Yeah.
Okay? At some point, you got to pull the Band-Aids off and I guess start over or start with some other things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. And I'll say this about Derrick Henry, and I know we got to get to the phones here, but either you're going to do, and I've said this from the start of this show, I've been very consistent with my thoughts about Derrick Henry not just being a player or not just being, a really good player or whatever. He is a offensive system. He's an entire system unto itself. And if you're not going to run the Derrick Henry system, all right, then what do you really want him to do? What's his purpose then? Because you got a whole system around him. He's almost like a basketball player that's ball dominant. Like if you're gonna have one of these guys, if you're gonna have Dame Lillard on your team, and he drops 50 points a game, that's what he does. Then what's the point of having him on the team if you're not going to give him the ball?
Right now, they're a rudderless ship.
I mean, I don't understand where they're going.
They've had 2 of their 3 games. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown.
No, but they've
2
gotten
of their
away,
3 games.
They've gotten away from who we have known them to be offensively and tried to transform themselves into something very different. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they call this. We had a couple of coaches ago called it exotic smash mouth. Remember that?
Yep.
Where they were trying to tweak and change some things. This team is built off the run game and then built off of play action to design to have 8 guys in the box focusing on the run, faking towards the run, and then leaving the wide receivers in one-on-one coverage. That's that's what they've been doing since 2019. And all of a sudden we get into this year and we're not doing that no more.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that.
Let's go to Kenny. Kenny, what's up?
Fellas, how are y'all doing?
Doing all
well,
right,
we're doing okay. Yeah.
What is your call screener's name?
Damon.
I like that guy. I just tell him my name now and he starts laughing.
Oh, okay.
I like that guy.
Does he think because you're a funny guy or what?
I guess so, but
Okay.
I'll take it. Damon, right?
Damon, yes.
All right. I was listening halfway through the first half of the game yesterday on CBS, and one of the announcers said, well, it looks like the Titans are struggling with their offensive protection today. Isn't that sort of like saying the Titanic had an ice problem on its first voyage?
See, now we know why Damon laughs. When
Yeah,
Kenny
they got
calls
to come up
in.
with something better than that. But you know what? Nashville needs to smile and laugh today because we're hurting. And you know what? Here's just some good info. Tomorrow's our buddy Eric's birthday.
All right.
I
Go,
know he's going
Eric.
to call in. Has he already called in?
Not
has
yet.
not.
Nope.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He won't tell you how old he is, but we did look it up, and he was in the same graduating class as Bart Durham at Hillsboro.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, but he is, hey, no lie, we could tell joke after joke, but Eric is one of the best guys around Nashville. He's
Absolutely.
been a friend of my wife and I for a long time, and I just hope everybody had a friend as good as Eric.
Yep, no doubt. And by the way, he
Now,
did call in last week and say everything went all right with his colonoscopy. So that was
Well,
good.
that's a little too much info right there. But, you don't have to tell everything. Now, he did go to Hillsboro, but he was proud. He said he had never ridden the school bus going to Hillsboro. That's when they had a school stagecoach.
Wow, okay.
That's good to know.
All my best, buddy.
All right.
See you
Kenny.
later, Damon. Bye-bye.
See, that's why Damon laughs. When Kenny calls in, he's got jokes. He's got jokes.
Got jokes. He does have jokes.
Eric White texts in and says, Vrabes will figure it out. If not, we need to blow up the team, and Rand will be atop the 49ers for and Rand will be OTP to the 49ers for a new coach. Okay. He'll be looking for the 49ers organization. Okay, that's
Okay.
Eric in Columbia. I don't know. This team has lost 9 of 10 since going back to last year.
Yeah.
I don't know if this thing's going to get turned around. This is what I would say the only silver lining out of anything right now is the division stinks.
It does.
And so, okay.
And they've played 0 division games.
You're in a crappy division. And so let's say you find a way at, 9-8 to win the division. I guess 9-8 can win this division.
Sure. You won it last year.
But what does that mean once you get okay, but does anybody feel like this team, really can do anything?
Well,
come on. Like, they're just right now. And the whole look, if someone has to win the AFC South, I get it.
Yeah.
But right now, no one looks worthy of playing January football in the playoffs out of the AFC South. No one looks worthy. I know Indianapolis is somehow atop the division.
2-1.
Does anybody really believe it or buy it?
Well,
I don't.
I don't know what they're going to be long term. They got Gardner Minshew right now as their quarterback, and Richardson's coming back at some point, you would think. And
they got a good kicker.
I mean, well, that's great, but
He was booting 53-yarders left and right yesterday.
Well, I mean, to that end, if you're looking for a positive for the Titans yesterday, Ryan Stonehouse is outstanding.
Well, their punter and kicker is just fine.
So, well, that is
the problem is they're only scoring 3 points a game, and that's not going to be good enough.
Well, if we can get Ryan Stonehouse to throw the ball as far as he kicks it, that'd be fantastic.
But here's the thing, and I know it's because they're probably on the. What was the time? I need to look at that. What was the time of possession yesterday?
I believe time of possession
was very lopsided.
Was 36 minutes in favor of the Browns, is what I've heard. I haven't actually seen it here.
I was going to say, even the defense that we praised hasn't been great. Fair to say?
Oh, no, they've not been great. Yeah, it's
38 and a half to 21 and a half.
Yeah.
It's basically they had it twice as long. So I'll give the defense a little bit of a break there because they were out there a ton.
A lot.
But golly, it's just what are the bright spots? What are they?
Ryan Stonehouse. That's the bright spot. Yeah. Outside of Ryan Stonehouse, not a whole lot. I mean, honestly, they've got to find something to do with that offensive line to shore it up, or figure out something else to do. If the offensive line stinks, then what else can be done then?
Well, I was to say, what are you going to figure out to do? I mean, what can you do?
Well,
there's no magic formula. I mean, I guess you'll get Skoronski back. That'll help.
Yeah.
You'll get
Petit Fier back eventually.
Petit Fier back after,
another
6
3
games.
Yeah, 3 games.
So that'll help.
That'll help out a little bit.
Will that be the magic formula? I mean, it'll be better.
All you can do
it should be better.
Is try something else.
Yeah.
And again, I'm an advocate for going back to what worked with the team before you decided to, tear it all apart like this offensively. And that is a run-heavy Derrick Henry diet, which is something this team has gone away from this year. I understand why they've gone away from it. I get it. But before we start throwing the ball around the field and throwing on first down and doing all the stuff, then, maybe, just maybe, they should think about switching quarterbacks to do that.
Look, I'm not saying anything's going to change. I'm not blaming this all on Ryan Tannehill. I'm just simply saying, Justin, we've seen it now for how many years? And it's not going in the right direction. It's going the wrong direction. And it's just like a running back. It's just like other positions. Like, he's not getting any younger. So why do we expect that it's going to get better? It's not. It is what it is. And is that what everybody wants to keep seeing over and over again? Like, I just have to believe the answer is no. Like, at some point, you're going to have to try something else. You just are. And I don't know. I'm not saying it's this week against Cincinnati, but Justin, realistically, like, I just am at the point Ryan Tannehill is what he is. The offensive line stinks, so that's not good because he's not really that mobile.
No.
And now they're going away. They're abandoning the run.
Yeah.
That
is what I don't understand about all of this.
So you've got no dynamic receivers. You've got no dynamic tight end. You've got nothing dynamic on the offense other than Derrick Henry, and now he's barely touching the ball.
And you're not giving him the ball in the way in which you have been running the ball with him.
That would be the question for Tim Kelly when he talks this week. What is your identity? Like, what are you trying to do? What would you say that your identity is on offense? What type of team are you? I'd love to know what his answer is.
I'm sure he'll come up with some coach speech for that.
I'm sure he will,
and that's fine. But again, at some point, Darren, they sat around a table, this summer over there and decided that this is what they were going to do. And again, I'm not trying to call them stupid or anything like that. These guys have forgotten more football than we know. There's a reason why they've decided to go in this direction. It's not looking very good right now. It's not. Now, when are they going to reverse course? Who has lost the argument in the room? Because they sit around and talk about this. This was not done lightly. I promise you, this was not done lightly. They sat in a room, they talked about it, they looked at something and decided they needed to go away from Derrick Henry and towards another direction. They've decided to go another direction. It's not working.
Okay. We've got loaded lines. We need to come back and take phone calls. But here's another thing that just drives me crazy as we go to the break. They just keep and I've been okay with the moves. I get it. Like, it's exciting. They keep bringing in these star wide receivers that have no impact. And we talked about it all offseason.
Oh, no.
Like, DeAndre Hopkins is having no impact. Again, it's like, why? I don't even know why they do it if you're not going to make them – if you're not going to give them the ball, then what do we do? Why even do it?
We can get into that.
I know. I just need to throw that in there. All right, we'll come back. We've got loaded phone lines, 615-844-5600. We'll get to those next.
Hey, Tennessee! We're Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in town. We listen to your feedback on our competitors, so we designed Zen Sports just the way you wish. Set favorites, search and sort bets, and earn real cash rewards, saving you time and money with every bet you make. Find the bets you want, not those distracting bets that seem too good to be true but rarely are. Best of all, withdraw your winnings in under 24 hours. So take control of your bets, because with Zen Sports, betting just got better. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up and in Tennessee to bet.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Just because you can't see it or smell it, radon gas is everywhere. Caused by natural radioactive decay, it is the leading cause of lung cancer in women, children, and non-smoking men. And with Davidson County homes testing higher than the national average, now is the time for radon testing. Radon Mitigation is Nashville's licensed and NRPP certified radon mitigation company who can test your home, install systems, and maintain continuous meters for daily readouts on their simple-to-use app. Or you can test at home yourself by picking up one of the free DIY at-home test kits. Let Alex and his team at Radon Mitigation make your home a clean air home. Give them a call today at 931-47-RADON. That's 931-477-2366. Or online at ChooseRadont.com. That's ChooseRadont.com.
Hey, I'm Alex with Radon Mitigation, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves on WNSR.
This is the Greg Vogue and John Burton Show.
Pleased to be joined by Coach Philip Fulmer.
The Hall of Famer.
You know,
he's in Nashville quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
I'm in Nashville a lot. I don't know all this basketball talk. Who are these people you're talking to? Coach K and Patino. I'm just great times again on Rocky Top. We put the letters up on top of the stadium. It's fantastic.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton. WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive National Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For today, a sunny sky with a high of 86. It'll be partly cloudy tonight, low 62. Tuesday, sunny to partly cloudy with a stray shower or thunderstorm, high 86. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
All right, my head hurts. Let's let you do the talking. 615-844-5600. Let's go down to Columbia. Eric, you're up next. Oh, hold on. Okay, let's just...
We'll just go with it, man. I don't think we can take it back.
No, we're good. We're
All right,
good.
then.
Muletown. Eric, what's up?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Got you loud and clear.
Okay. No, I was just explaining my text just a little bit ago. OTP means on the phone. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
See, I just said it out loud, and I was like, oh, and I just blanked. I didn't know what it meant.
No worries. Hey, I just wanted to say I love the show, guys. I tune in regularly, religiously, whatever you want to call it. So, I really enjoy the show. Enjoy the morning show. Enjoy the college guy or whatever. I can't think of his name right now, but
Bill King.
Yeah, there you go.
That just tells you how long he's been doing it. You said the college guy,
college
and we immediately
guy.
were like, oh, yeah, Bill
Oh,
King.
yeah. You mean Bill. We love Bill.
But if Braves can't figure it out, I mean, we'll move on. It just seems like the team is kind of falling on deaf ears too, or whatever. I mean, is the team getting anything out of this? Are they fighting hard for Braves? So I mean, and so I don't know. So also, I think I need to owe Greg Pogue an apology from this morning. I said screw you to him about hating on my Cubbies, and I put an LOL joking in there. So I probably need to apologize to him tomorrow morning. But anyways, I just wanted to also say that I apologize to him for if I sounded rude on my text message. So, but
all right, good deal. Thank you,
all
Eric.
right, guys. Yes, sir. You guys have a good day.
You too.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
Eric.
listening. I think, though, and I've heard this, I've seen it, well, I guess I've seen it on social media. I just think right now, look, and I'm not saying Eric's wrong. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, they're going the wrong direction. They've lost 9 of 10 going back to last year. I think it's going to take – Vrabel's a long ways away from being on a hot seat, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Right. I just think he's a long ways away.
I would agree.
It's going to have to really crater for him to be on a hot seat. I mean, crater.
Yeah.
Let's go from one Eric to another Eric. Eric, what's up?
Got Tony.
Okay, Tony. Let's just go with you. What's going on?
Hey, Tony.
Got Tony in Nolensville. Sound like y'all having some fun in there today too. Hey guys, there was a couple of things I was going to talk to you about. Number one, y'all done touched on the Vandy stuff. I've got a couple of friends, and I say friends, a couple of people get disturbed that I call a radio show and get upset with Vanderbilt over the airways. I hope y'all don't mind me calling and voicing my opinion sometimes. But
Go for it, Tony.
Well, I mean, Vandy's Vandy. Vandy's doing right now what Vandy does, and that's all you can say about that. And I mean, when they do something good and positive, I'll talk about something good and positive. But right now, I don't think many of us are seeing anything good and positive coming out of the camp over there. So, but and this weekend, what I saw the Cleveland Browns do, Darren and Justin, was some people call it the SSD defense: the swarming, the smothering, and the dominating. That's what they did to the Titans this weekend. And all three of those, 94 total yards, that you're not going to beat a high school team scoring, getting 94 total yards in offense. Just not going to happen. So, but
I think it was probably a combination of Cleveland's defense is good, but the Titans' offense also probably helps teams' defense look a lot better than they are. I mean, is Cleveland's defense really good? Yes. Is it going to look like that every week? No, it's not. And I think probably the Titans' offense helped prop it up a lot after yesterday's game.
Well, my Governors took care of some business down in Texas this weekend, and so they come out a 22-20 winner, scoring the last 15 points against Stephen F. Austin. I think they're doing pretty good. They've still got some work they got to do, but anytime you get a victory and come home with one, that's pretty good. Of course, what I understand, they played in some tough heat conditions down there too. So that was pretty good for Austin Peay. Guys, I got a little baseball quiz for you. I know we're up against time. I'm going to be real quick. This past week, this past Friday, Fred McGriff, he hit would have been one of the 2002, he hit 30 home runs with 5 different teams. Now, of course, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. All 5 teams are in the playoff picture today, right now. Can y'all name those 5 teams?
Braves, Padres, Cubs. I'm missing 2.
Blue Jays.
Missing 1. Got close. Missing the other team.
Good right there.
Missing
You're
the
at
other team.
right there.
Missing the other team.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa. That's right. That's where he ended. I'm sorry. I missed that one.
And that was, but this past Friday, like I say, back in 2002, I thought that was pretty interesting. I saw that flash up on, I think it was a Braves channel or something. Hey, guys, thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Tony.
Always appreciate it. Good luck to everybody. Have a good evening.
All right, you too. Eric, we'll come back and in the first hour with you. We'll do that next year on the McFarland Show.
Many people who live in Tennessee are eligible for help paying for healthy food for pregnant and new moms, their babies, and young children, but don't realize it. Family income can be higher than you think. There's a website called TennesseeMeals.com for more information. Assistance for healthy food for expectant moms and young children. This information I need to share. TennesseeMeals.com.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Justice Center, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. 800-413-3953. That's 800-413-3953.
When you've experienced the loss of a loved one, you can trust SAG Funeral Home to guide you through the process of honoring their life. At SAG Funeral Home, they pride themselves in serving families in Nashville and surrounding areas with dignity, respect, and compassion. The staff is experienced in a variety of funeral services and can help you celebrate your loved one, no matter your religion, culture, or budget. Family and veteran-owned funeral home and cremations now are handled all in one location. We'll help create a personalized experience to pay tribute to your loved one's unique life. Ask about the pre-planning service as well. SAG Funeral Home, serving Nashville and Middle Tennessee for over 40 years. In your time of need, you need someone you can trust who can provide comfort to your family in a very professional way. SAG Funeral Home, 1503 Buchanan Street. Call today, 615-244-5044. 615-244-5044. SAG Funeral Home, for comfort and care in your time of need. SAG Funeral Home, proud sponsor of TSU football on WNSR.
Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
The Braves are National League East champs, locking up their 6th straight division crown.
Ready with a 2-2. Here it comes. Got him swinging, strike 3. And the Braves are National League East champions for the 6th year in a row.
For the 6th straight season, the Braves are kings of the East. We'll bring you every pitch of the postseason as Atlanta makes a run at the Fall Classic.
Exclusively on WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Welcome back to the Strike and Spare Studios. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Mike on the text line says, hey, Justin, tell Erica that my wife and I have been hoping that she and her baby are doing well. I'm not on social media, but she has been out for a bit on Fox 17.
Well, yes, Erica is on, and for those who don't know, he's speaking of Erica Glover, one of my co-workers over at Fox 17, who's been on maternity leave since August. And she'll be back, to be honest, I don't know when, so I'm not going to make promises I can't keep. But she's healthy, the baby's healthy, everybody's doing fine, she'll be back soon.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Eric, you're up next. Welcome in.
Can you hear me now, Darren?
Gotcha.
I don't know what happened. I was talking to the phone, all of a sudden, you went to Tony, so I don't know what happened with that. So,
well, we're good now.
We're here with you, man.
Yeah. So, guys, I don't know how good it is to have me as a friend. I'm going to be the big 6-0 tomorrow.
Oh, so we have revealed the number. Kenny the mailman called in and told us that's your birthday, and he took a little fun shot at you on your age.
I know.
But he also said some really nice things, too.
Yeah. First of all, Justin, let me say this to you. I have no problem if you don't have the Dallas Cowboys ranked in your top 10 tomorrow, Wednesday.
Oh, what? No. Can't believe that.
Although they were the Tennessee Titans, and they had so you know, like last year, you still had the top 10, so I believe they were the Titans. You probably still have them ranked.
The Titans haven't seen the top 10 of my list this year at all.
Yeah. But one of the things I didn't like after the game was what Michael Parsons said. He said we played down their competition. You can't say that.
No.
You'll say you got beat. You got whipped.
Did he really say that? That's rough stuff.
He did, which was stupid.
That's rough stuff.
You realize the Arizona Cardinals in the last 8 games are 7-1 against the Dallas Cowboys. I saw that.
Really?
Couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wish I'd have known that before I took them in my survivor pool.
I didn't know record-wise. I knew the last several times they played Cowboys tough. I know they've beaten them at least the last 2 times they played them. But the thing is, guys, is this. I mean, they did what I thought the Jets were going to do last week, which they ran the balls down their throats, and they deserved to lose. And I was talking about 2 other teams I think that we may have to start saying are frauds, but I'll wait until Wednesday because I know we're pressed for time. As far as the Chargers and Minnesota guys, it's what you should have expected that type of ending. Brandon Staley on 4th down on his own 24 goes for it. Analytics. It's just ridiculous. He should have lost the game. But then Minnesota with Kirk Cousins rushed that play after he got the first down with 13 seconds left. All you have to do is spike the ball, and the ball gets tipped and intercepted in the end zone. I mean, what are you doing? You deserve to lose that game. I mean, you bail him out with that ridiculous play, and he said, well, I couldn't hear. And you still have plenty of time. And, guys, as far as the Titans go, it's just so frustrating to see that offensive-led defense. It's just pathetic play on both sides of the ball. I didn't have a problem with them going for it on 3rd down, guys, but to me, you at least got a block. But you're going to get Brian Tannehill killed. I thought he should have came out when it was 27-7. He didn't need to go back in there.
Eric, that with you, I'm with you on that. Hey, we got to run. Man. Thank you as always. I am with Eric on that. We'll come back. Hour number 2, we go to Knoxville. We'll do that next.
560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
ABC News, I'm Mike Dubusky. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez insisting he will not resign despite being indicted on federal bribery charges.
The court of public opinion is no substitute for our revered justice system. We cannot set aside the presumption of innocence for political expediency when the harm is irrevocable.
Menendez says he will be exonerated. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin joined striking auto workers at a plant in his state. President Biden is expected to join a picket line in Michigan tomorrow. On Wednesday, former President Trump will address a group of union workers. More than 200 Armenian refugees are believed to be dead after an explosion at a fuel warehouse in the Nagorno-Karabakh region. Thousands of ethnic Armenians have left the breakaway region after the Azerbaijani military reclaimed control. This is ABC News.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Switch to Boost Mobile and get the ultra smooth, ultra powerful iPhone 11 for $49.99.
He didn't stutter.
See every angle with dual cameras.
Make it a double.
All on America's largest 5G networks.
Large and in charge, baby.
Get with the power of Boost and get the iPhone 11 for $49.99.
That's half a Benjamin.
Boost Mobile.
Unleash your power.
ID verification required. New customers only. Get one per line. Additional restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com for details.
Welcome back to Total Wine. What brings you in today?
Hey, Ruthie. I need help filling the ultimate beach cooler.
Well, we have the most hard seltzers and amazing canned cocktails anywhere, like High Noon, Cutwater, White Claw, Truly, Topo Chico, Jack Daniels & Coke, Neutral Vodka Seltzer, and Cayman Jack Zero Sugar Margarita in cans.
Wow. I'm going to be the king of the cooler.
And we have them at the lowest prices in town. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, be 21.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Oh, righty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour of the McFarland Show here on this Monday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Darren and Justin here with you. Another hour to go. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Let's go east. They're an hour ahead of us in Knoxville. He's Vince Ferrara. He does a morning show on WNML with John Wilkerson. They're so popular, Shane Beamer, the opposition's head coach, is coming on their show Wednesday morning. Justin, that's how popular they are. He's going into enemy territory and doing an interview with Vince and John.
Powerful.
Vinny, how we doing?
Doing great, guys. How we doing?
Doing fantastic. Were you at the Blue Moose yesterday?
I was not.
Okay.
No, I'm one of the rotating crew on there, so it was not my Sunday. So I guess that's why we missed each other.
We played a lot longer than a year ago, so it was much later, and I was just like, because you just keep playing. It's so weird. Like, it's cool, but you get no break. Like, you just literally keep playing 2-hour baseball games. So by the time we were done, I was like, Vince. So we were, right there, and so we just keeping with the theme of what we did last year. Although we couldn't get in last year because, remember, it was early. And I know for those early football games, it's jammed. We got in there much later, and so it was we only had to wait 10, 15 minutes, but we decided to go eat at the Blue Moose before we headed home.
Can't go wrong there, man. They just opened up a new location in Alcoa, so they continue to grow, and they do it right. So glad you guys got to eat there.
Yep. So all is right in Vol land. Everything's fixed. Everything good.
Define right.
They won.
They won. They scored more points than the other team did.
I'll define right for you is a non-disaster. So that would we'll group what happened there as a win. No, they did a lot of things that reminded you of Tennessee football under Josh Heupel, right? The fast start, the tempo, the running game to go with the passing game. They did other things really well too. So they certainly weren't perfect. They had a lull in the third period, in the third quarter, where they gave up two bad drives defensively, where they gave up touchdowns and kept them from going to the bench as early as they wanted to. And then offensively, Joe Milton had a stretch where he missed 8 straight throws and then 11 of 12 throws overall. But then they kind of got going after that again, and then Nico just had a couple drives at the end of in the fourth quarter and six snaps. So how about Austin Peay and UTSA, where you thought Nico would get a ton of experience, a ton of playing time. In those 2 games combined, he has 6 snaps between those 2 games. So unfortunate that they haven't been able to get playing time, but those 2 third-quarter touchdowns closed the gap, kept them from going to the benches early. But overall, they tackled better, got pressure on the quarterback. UTSA was nothing like they have been as a 2-time defending Conference USA champions. So without Frank Harris, and they're missing a number of their top players, they weren't very good. However, Tennessee was not executing against bad teams, including Austin Peay, and then obviously they didn't play well at all against Florida. So at least they did some things better. They still have to be even better now that you get back in the SEC play, including a South Carolina team that has it cooking on offense.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're no joke now, their schedule. The next 4 games, home against South Carolina, you get an off week, home against A&M, at Alabama, at Kentucky. I mean, that's the next 4 games. I mean, business is picking up starting right now.
Well, and then, Darren, to your point, you can't start 0-2 with that ahead of you.
Right.
You mentioned those teams, and then 2 of the teams that on paper are supposed to be the weakest, Kentucky and Missouri, haven't lost yet. And it's not like you're just destroying people to show that, there's not the mismatches that you saw so frequently last year where you're putting teams away all the time. They did it against Texas San Antonio, but this isn't quite as sharp of a team, and still no Cooper Mays, although they were better on the offensive line.
Okay, that's literally where I was going at. So what's the deal, man? What's the deal with Cooper Mays? Is he going to play this season? Like, what is going on there?
It's hard to say because the last 2 games he has warmed up and has tried to go, been in uniform, and hasn't felt like he could go. So his surgery that they told us about, sorta in preseason camp, has just it's continued to linger. So he hasn't felt like he's been able to go, and the way this is stretched out, like fans are starting to get on him, and I don't know that that's fair without everyone knowing exactly what is bothering him, what's keeping him from playing. Austin Price from VolQuest had a report that there's indications that this might be the week he can play, but we've heard Josh Heupel mention not only for Cooper Mays but a number of other players. Danico Slaughter, he was like, yeah, he'll be back this week, and he didn't play. So was that the coaching staff playing it conservative? Has that been the case for Cooper Mays? It doesn't sound like it's been the case for Cooper Mays, but you never know on those decisions on what they're thinking, what each side has done. But it was supposed to be the start of the season for Cooper Mays. We're now going to the South Carolina game, and he hasn't played. So sure, it's fair to ask those questions, but I don't know if he's going to play or not. Well, Tennessee needs him if he's 100%. If not, then they got to try to do the best with what they're rolling with, and they rolled with pretty much the same group for most of the game for the first time. They didn't have quite as many musical chairs on the offensive line.
Do you think this team, through 4 games, is that right? They've played, 4 games.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this team, this sample size that you have right now, is this team better than last year's team?
No.
Okay. But here's why I'm asking. Because I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the offseason, and everybody felt like this team was going to be better talent-wise than last year. True? Or no?
I think it depends on the position. Quarterback, no. Defense,
of course not. But
yes.
Yeah, right. There were upgrades at other places, though, right?
Wide receiver, running back.
Yeah.
But offensive line, no. So I think it just depended on who you talk to, on whether they would take one slight step back, or if they had a chance to be as good in record as they were a year ago. And the record, you can have the same record but not be as good, right? It depends on your competition. So that was one of the factors for me, was the record. I didn't have a ton of confidence in the rest of the league. Now, I thought Tennessee would be playing better at this point than they are, kind of to your question. And if they get back to the way I thought they would play, then yeah, they still could have that kind of season potentially. But if they continue to have flaws and not look as good as a year ago, they are going to have a worse record when it's all said and done. So it was a mixed bag. I don't think it was everybody thinks they're going to be better or deeper or more talented this year. It was based on position and based on different people's opinion.
Because my assessment, before I turn this over to Justin, is, Vince, I just don't see it, man. I just don't think this team is better. And I don't even really be careful with my words here, because I was going to say, I don't even think it's close. I don't know. I just see a drop-off. But I guess the good news is I also don't believe, and Justin knows this because I've been saying it for this entire season thus far, I don't believe the conference is near as good. I think the conference is way down for SEC standards. And so that also factors in and helps them, because if they're not as good as last year, but the conference isn't as good, you can mask problems by having a conference being down.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Now, I didn't think the SEC would be this inconsistent and this down, and I think you will see some teams rise up and some fall back. There'll be some separation in conference play, but that was part of my reasoning why I don't know that they're going to take some steps back, because you got to factor that schedule in. And look, the quarterback position can change your mindset in so much. Ask Ohio State most of that game with Notre Dame and what they were thinking about Kyle McCord, and then what he did at the end, how it changes that. So when you have confidence in that QB position, it can change a person's view on the entire team.
Yeah, but he was beating 10 guys, though, Vince. That's, do it against 11.
The last play when they got in.
Last two plays.
Right.
Last two plays, right. We have found out they had 10 on the field.
Right.
Which is amazing.
Yikes.
I'll say this on Joe Milton. Joe Milton had that run that he had, the 81-yarder to start the game. That was a huge positive for him. It was beautifully designed. It was perfectly blocked. The end crashed in. They flowed to the right. You had the motion going to the right, and they ended up with like 10 guys on the hash away from where he was keeping it and run on an RPO. That was designed by the coaching staff, and that was Milton running it with conviction and not passing up on the opportunity to run, which I think at times, plenty of times, he has done. So whether it's his mindset, the coaches, probably all of the above, they were able to pop that big and get a block on the end. And now you put it on tape to help your run game, because now you can't just crash in. So that was a big positive from the game. And then I think his leadership has continued to be a real positive for them. The execution of the deep ball is something that has resurfaced in that game. There was 6 throws that were would-be touchdowns that I counted in that game. He missed other throws, but there were 6, whether it was deep balls or throws into the end zone, that if he connects on, they could have been touchdowns. They weren't all going to be that way, because some of them were back-to-back in a drive. But Josh Heupel says some of it is receivers, some of it is a quarterback, and he said they're close on them. But Joe Milton has got to go back to the way he looked in practice in the preseason and at the end of last year. in looking and being improved in executing those deep balls. You got to make teams pay with the deep ball and the threat of run, because that's what they had last year when they were so difficult to defend. The wide receiver position has to be better. That's probably the one position that has not performed to the level that I thought of. I thought that position would really help Milton. To me, they've been okay, but I expected a lot more, and I do think there's more there for Milton to do. I'm not putting it all on him, but for them to be close to last year, he needs to be better.
Vince, I want to ask you about something we chatted about last week, and that was the lack of proper tackling by the Vols last week against Florida. It seems like a lot of that has been, coached and reinforced, shall we say? I would imagine this week, or last week rather, and they looked a lot better against UTSA. Yeah,
and some of that is what you're going up against. And UTSA was not – they weren't as complex as Florida. They weren't doing quite the motions and things like that. They didn't have their dynamic starting quarterback in Frank Harris. So I think Tennessee wasn't put in as many binds on defense to where, it really tested your communication between the linebackers and the secondary. That's something that Florida did, even though Florida really didn't throw the ball down the field. UTSA didn't do it much either. That will be completely different against South Carolina. Now we're going to find out, is it been the opponents, or have they made improvements defensively? Because although South Carolina's offensive line has not been great this year, Spencer Rattler is really elusive, can throw on the run, and throws down the field. 310 passing yards per game, number one in the SEC. He hadn't even had fully healthy receivers, and he's still been really, really good in the pass game. And that is something that typically has given Tennessee trouble, guys that can escape the pocket. Mertz did it for Florida. So, yes, they tackled better, but some of that was a little bit easier for them in their reads and their communication in the game. Want to see them pass a test against a guy like Rattler before I can feel like that defense is overall better. I think they are better on the defensive line. Without Peely, though, not quite so much at linebacker, even though Aaron Beasley is playing at an All-American level, but they're really young besides that. Secondary still kind of a to be determined for me. They'll big time be tested this Saturday.
All right, Vince, last but not least for me, I know we have our good friend here, Damon King, our producer, who's always wearing Tennessee orange, and I imagine Damon and a lot of other fans were on cloud 9 last year going into the South Carolina game before all that broke loose here. Again, we don't have to comb over all of it here, but Vince, how much of that is sticking and staying with either the program or the fans? Do the team remember? Is there any kind of something there for the team? I know the fans feel some kind of way.
Oh, yeah, the fans 100%. And there's no doubt about it. That they will be juiced up for Coach Beamer and the South Carolina Gamecocks. And look, they know that what was at stake last year. Tennessee fans have thought that Shane Beamer has taken little jabs at them here and there. And he knows that in recruiting that he needs to beat Tennessee in some of those head-to-head battles. So you get it that he wants his program to be above Tennessee, but that kind of back and forth I think is great for the league. It's fun, and it does add more juice to it. The last 2 years, the winners have been by 25 points, whereas the series historically for years before that had been really close. But the last 2 years have been blowouts either way, ruined Tennessee's college football playoff chances, obviously. So the fans, no doubt about it, is there. And we asked Heath Schuler, who does a Monday morning quarterback segment with us each Monday morning, the VFL quarterback, how much does that matter for a player, even going back to your experience? And he's like, absolutely. For me, I remembered it when they had lost the year before. And so I think it's an individual thing, but a lot of those guys were here. Not all of them, but a lot of those guys were here, and I think they will take it personally and have that extra edge. The edge, though, has to be this week in practice, not during the game. They have to flush it during the game and focus on what they need to do, not bring extra emotion. The emotion and the chip on the shoulder has to be during the week of practice, so they work that much harder, more focused, and get better during the week so they are ready to go once they flush it during the game.
Yeah, good stuff there from Coach Ferrara. Vinny, appreciate the visit. Thanks for getting us pumped up.
Thanks, Vince.
We'll be watching Saturday night.
Thank you, Vince.
Anytime, guys. Appreciate it. And if anyone misses the Shane Beamer interview or any of our interviews, our website, 991thesportsanimal.com, has them, or just look for Sports Talk, one word, on wherever you get your podcast. You can subscribe to it there.
All right. Have a great week.
All right, you too, guys. Appreciate you.
Vince Ferrara, 99.1 The Sports Animal there in Knoxville. South Carolina, Tennessee, kicking off at Neyland Stadium. It'll be 6:30 our time on Saturday night, and that game can be watched on SEC Network, which is a little surprising, by the way, that game is on SEC Network.
It is.
I would have thought that game would have made it to ESPN, right?
You would think, but, the TV packages are all new and different this year.
Well, they've got Alabama, Mississippi State on there, and I'm like, I would think Tennessee, South Carolina would be the bigger draw, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? And remember, there's no SEC on CBS, this year either for some of these games, like we've seen last year or the previous decade or so. So, I mean, the whole thing's just kind of wonky right now. That's all I'm saying.
We'll come back. We're wide open the rest of the hour. If you want to get back involved in the show, I know a lot of people, we're getting a lot of reaction. A lot of people want to get in on the show. 615-844-5600 is the phone line and the text line. More of the McFarland Show next.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-898-6155 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-898-6155. That's 800-898-6155. What do you have to lose? Call 800-898-6155. Again, 800-898-6155.
We all know that Nashville life can get hectic. In the middle of all the madness that is life, don't forget to take care of yourself. Treat yourself to Nashville's ultimate relaxation experience at Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel. With services for men and women, Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel is your one-stop shop for full-body treatment. Begin your experience in the exquisite relaxation room, then enjoy a full-body treatment or even a couple's massage before finishing in the salon. Located on the 4th floor of the Omni Nashville Hotel, Mocara Spa is Nashville's highest quality self-care oasis. To book your experience or gain information on packages, call Mocara Spa today at 615-761-3600. Again, 615-761-3600, or log on to theomnihotel.com. And with every booking, you'll have free valet parking and rooftop pool access to enjoy the Music City skyline. And through Labor Day, enjoy the 4th floor spa terrace for only $20. Mocara Spa at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athletes. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
It's
It's a Bill King Show.
Let's go to the Tennessee part of it. That was a miserable, lack thereof performance all around by Tennessee. The coaching staff, the preparation, the effort on the field, the lack of execution, the lines of scrimmage. All play like this, they're not going to finish number 2 in the SEC East.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Well, the Titans have made a signing, and it's a name that you recognize.
Okay.
The Tennessee Titans have signed to their practice squad.
Yeah.
Safety.
Yeah.
Dane Cruikshank.
Oh, yeah.
Dane Cruikshank.
Actually played quite a bit, didn't he?
He was actually drafted by this franchise, 5th round in the 2018 draft.
Yeah. Special teams guy, from what I recall, and played a little bit there in the secondary. During the lean years, I think, if it all serves correctly.
He did.
Okay.
He did.
Right.
He played 44 games for the Titans over 4 seasons.
I was going to say, he played a lot.
Not sure.
But okay.
How good.
Listen,
good of a signing that is.
It is what it is, okay? It's not March. You can only sign the players that are out there.
Yeah. He played 8 games for the Bears last year, was in the Jets training camp, and that's it. So he has not been on a roster this season.
Oh, they found him on Hard Knocks.
I never saw him on Hard Knocks.
Okay, just because you didn't see him doesn't mean the Titans didn't, apparently.
Yeah, maybe true. That's true. Yeah, that could be true.
I don't think that's how they went, but okay.
No.
just to clear up the confusion, that was a joke. I don't think that's how that went.
Yeah,
but all right.
we got it.
Okay,
we got it.
Some of us did.
So, Mike. By the way, we don't have anything of Mike today?
We do.
Do we have a little bit?
If we want it, yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we listen a little bit of what Vrabel had to say today, if we could, while Damon gets that pulled up, because this. I listened to a little bit of it, and Mike seemed to be very nice today.
Yeah,
seemed like he was. I think it's a tough position to come back. Although Sean Payton gave up 70, and he was very, ornery at his press conference.
What?
Yeah, he was.
Sean Payton was?
I know.
Can't believe that.
He's a very likable guy for a lot of people. Oh. There's a lot of people that actually are glad to see Sean Payton.
I didn't.
Which, the first thing I thought of is, I wonder what Nathaniel Hackett thought yesterday seeing that score.
Man.
Yeah, it was my fault, bro.
Man.
At least I never gave up 70 when I was the head coach.
If anybody's feeling vindicated this morning.
My goodness.
Man.
That's why,
scoreboard,
I was going to say, in all honesty, Justin, it's great for talk shows and the internet. It's great for, what we do.
Sure.
When Sean Payton did that and tried to embarrass the previous staff. And then when this happens, it's like, this is why you shouldn't go there.
No.
Because the Broncos are a complete dumpster fire. And we're going into week 4.
Yeah.
They've played 3 games.
It's not good.
And they're a dumpster fire.
It's not good.
I just couldn't believe yesterday, just watching that going, what is happening? This is an NFL game?
It is, sort of.
You heard me bring up, we went into the Blue Moose, which is kind of it's a sports bar, but they had good food.
Okay.
There in Pigeon Forge. And I think when I first looked up, it was, I want to say it was like 56-7 or something. And I was like, or 56-10, maybe that's what it was. 56-10. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And it was, I think they were just ending the third quarter, beginning the fourth, and I was like, what is happening?
What is happening is a collapse of a football organization. That's what's happening.
So you heard me bring this up.
Yeah.
When I was talking about the Dolphins in our top 10, and we'll have a new NFL top 10 this Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins have gone the speed route. And I get it. Everybody is looking for speed. I understand it, just like everybody's looking for that elite franchise quarterback.
Vroom, vroom.
But the Dolphins have got cheetahs on that roster.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
They fly.
they've got a lot of, and I know Tyreek Hill, isn't that his nickname, Cheetah?
Yeah.
But they've got more than one Cheetah on that roster.
They do.
And, man, is it showing right now. And it's also showing if Tua is upright and healthy, man, they are a formidable team in this league. They're for real. And this is what I will say about today's game. Because of the rules and because of where today's game is, I just said in the last hour that Mike Vrabel is still, well, for all the people out there like, he's got to be on the hot seat by now. And it's like, no. But let me just say this. What doesn't fare well for him is he really doesn't fit, so far, what we've seen, today's game. Okay, let me clarify a little bit.
You go
more.
right ahead.
Because what's his name? Mike McDaniels, the nerdy guy for the Dolphins.
He is.
Who's very dry and it's actually funny. He's weird, but he's in a funny way.
Yeah.
He's very awkward, but it's funny.
Mad Professor.
The Mad Professor out in L.A. with the Rams, right? And even honestly, Matt LaFleur, he's done a tremendous job at Green Bay. By the way, heck of a win yesterday.
Boy.
Down 17-0.
Was that ever?
And they came back and won.
Saw that coming.
He does it. Those are probably where teams are trying. And I know they're not all going to work, right? Cliff Kingsbury is where Arizona was trying to go. That didn't work.
Nah.
So that people will try and fail. Matt Rule was and it failed.
Sure,
and so there are failures too. I get it.
Plenty of them.
But there's going to be a lot more teams trying for that guy, right? The young, up-and-coming Kyle Shanahan is those type of guys that just are really, you just envision them in an offensive lab in a white coat, and they're just cooking up things, and they're just smarter than everybody else. And unfortunately, for all the good, and as much as Mike Vrabel is well respected around the league and would get a job like that, you do wonder, does he fit today's mold? Because that's what teams are looking for now. Those Mike McDaniels, Kyle Shanahans, McVays, those guys that are just thinking offense. I mean, Andy Reid is an offensive-minded guy.
He is. Now, he's an old-school offensive-minded guy.
He is an old school, but he has had success virtually his whole career.
He is a little different. Andy Reid is a little different because of the tree in which he came from.
Correct.
And that tree, the Bill Walsh tree is what I'm getting at, left room for expansion. Is the genius part about the Bill Walsh West Coast offense tree. All those guys were able to go somewhere. Mike Holmgren was part of it. John Gruden was part of it. They were able to go somewhere and build upon what was already, build upon the foundation, unlike some of the other coaching trees in which we only know one way to do this, and it's this way. We're not building on it. We know what it is. We run the ball. We run the ball, stop the run. That's what we do around here on this tree. West Coast offense is not built that way. It's built a little bit more wide open, so it's built so, this guy does a lot of different things. Hey, this running back does different things. It's pliable. It's moldable. It's able to expand and grow, which is why Andy Reid can still have success 20 years after he began coaching, because he's able to see a Patrick Mahomes and get the most out of him because he's able to see all the different talents and gifts that he has and give him the freedom to do so. Because even with Patrick Mahomes level talent, Darren, and you know this like I do, there are some coaches, even with Patrick Mahomes talent, who would have decided, you know what, we need to just keep him down. Don't let him get too adventurous. Let him stay over here in this, little. Don't do that. Don't get too creative. Don't have too much fun. Just stay over here, right between the lines, and everything is gonna be fine. Because that was their philosophy, and that's how they were brought up. I do want to bring this up though to what you just said. Kyle Shanahan, McVay out there in Los Angeles, and Kyle Shanahan, McVay, you named McDaniel out there in Miami. All three of those guys have one thing in common, and that is something that has never been hired at this organization. for the Tennessee Titans? Do you know what that thing is? Do you know where I'm getting at?
No, not young.
No, it's not young. At one point, this organization hired Jeff Fisher as the youngest head coach in football at the time, 38 years old or something.
But they certainly haven't skewed young since.
No, they haven't. And someone, I forget the caller who brought this up one day, Darren, but this football organization has not hired a coach who was not a former player. Kyle Shanahan, McVay, and Mike McDaniels never played NFL football to my knowledge. Did they? Did I miss something?
No.
Okay, they never played NFL football. Every other coach in the history of this organization has, which makes me think, is that a prerequisite that we don't know anything about that is built into this organization, that they look for former NFL coaches or former NFL players because they want them to be players, coaches, and the people who tend to be players, coaches are guys who've played in the league.
That's interesting. I never really thought about it. Now that you say it, especially since they've been here. Yeah, boy, they all played in the league. But I guess when you go around the league and you start going through the teams, as I am rifling through in my head.
Yeah. It's not always that way.
What is the breakdown of 32 coaches
who played in the league,
and who didn't?
I don't know, but I'm just saying for this, the Tennessee Titans, Houston Oilers franchise, and again, I can't take credit for this. A caller brought this up one day, that when you look for head coaches for this organization, it would seem that playing time in the National Football League certainly tends to be a plus when looking for a head coach for this particular organization. Now, whether or not that will change in the future, I don't know. But I'm just saying, if it is a prerequisite for getting a head coaching job, that means guys like McDaniel and McVay and Shanahan won't even get a look here. If it is. It could be just a weird, quirky coincidence. I don't know. There's only a couple of people I can think. The people who actually know the answer to that are probably about between 5 and 10 people who probably know the actual legit answer to that question. And only about 3 of them be willing to say something about it. But I just, it's something I wanted to put out there and something I wanted the people to consider, because if that is the case, it is going to limit, no matter if they decide to keep Mike Vrabel or let go of Mike Vrabel, no matter what they decide to do, then you're going to bring another guy in here who might be very much of that same, I don't want to say that same ilk or mindset, because they're all different. But you're not going to get the strictly just professor football guy. You're not going to get that. You're going to get the former player, well, I know this inside and out, and I bring this to the table guy into the room. And that is very different than McVay and Shanahan and McDaniels.
What doesn't help the likes of Austin Eckler and all the running backs that were, looking at Saquon Barkley, that were looking to get paid, and the running back position is something that doesn't help them, is when you see a Raheem Mostert, who's 31 years old down in Miami.
Yeah.
This is what he's done in these 3 games. He had 37 yards rushing in week 1 for a touchdown. He had 121 yards rushing against the Patriots and 2 touchdowns in week 2, and had 82 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and, oh, by the way, 7 receptions in the win over the Broncos yesterday.
Yeah.
He's 31 years old.
Nice.
And he's been basically kind of like a journeyman running back.
And
they're getting top-level production out of him. And what's he probably make? I don't know.
I don't know.
$4 or $5 million bucks,
if that,
probably. Right?
But he also doesn't play with the most teams in the NFL don't have as that dynamic passer as Tua is. And they certainly don't have the weapons on the outside that the Dolphins do. That probably free up a lot of room for a Mostert or whoever else they got throwing the ball underneath. The Dolphins have got something cooking.
2 years, $5.6 million is what he signed with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's about $3 million, less than $3 million a year.
But then again, Darren, they didn't bring him in to run the offense through him either. They didn't bring him in to be a workhorse. They brought him in to do kind of what he's doing, utility work. And so if this is what you're doing, then, this is what you got to pay those kinds of those kinds of players. I'm just saying, I don't know if this organization's ever going to bend towards that direction, simply because it's not what they've done previously.
We'll come back. We'll hear a little bit of what Mike Vrabel had to say, his reaction after yesterday's 27-3 loss up in Cleveland. We'll do that next here on the McFarland Show.
RPG came through the belly of the aircraft. We don't talk about the female combat wounded. These are our daughters and our sisters and our mothers. Wounded Warrior Project came into my life and taught me how to stand back up and get back in the fight. The truth is, I think we all have this strength inside of us, but until you're tested, you just don't know it's there.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Beth by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail, the ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional-grade products. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Let's go back to the phone. Stan has been waiting patiently. Stan, what's up?
I'm sorry. I'm officially turning in my Vanderbilt fan wardrobe. It's just never going to happen, guys. You go and lose to UNLV, and the week before, mistake-ridden loss to Wake Forest.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
We're going to listen to a little bit of what Mike Vrabel had to say, but first, we're going to go back to the phone line. Doug is standing by. Doug, what's up?
Hey, Doug.
What's going on, man? There's only so much a man can text, and I just had to stop and call. So please forgive me for overloading the lines with questions that you guys were hit right in the nose with that you didn't have time to ponder or think about. So I'll be quick, and segue about the guy saying he was going to get rid of his Vanderbilt stuff. I'll just say this, get in the portal or get out of the game, plain and simple. And for the Titans, we knew this O-line was bad, so I'm not going to bash that. The strength of this team was the defensive front. My question is, with this kind of a defensive front, did you think that the defensive backs were going to look so bad? that's usually where defensive backs have a field day when the line is causing so much pressure that you don't have to contain and cover so long.
Yeah.
So did you expect this? This
No.
is the new thing.
I don't know how you could, right?
You know, as a defensive back, I loved it when the front line was wreaking havoc. I didn't have to cover. But now they're wreaking a little bit of havoc, and we're looking bad on the backside. That's it for me.
Yep.
Thank you for taking my text. Thank you for my time.
Thank you, Doug.
Oh, wow.
And they haven't really faced, I mean, they faced Herbert, but I mean, you know, Derek Carr he's okay, right? He's an above average quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
And they faced Deshaun Watson, who we just talked about all last week, who had looked absolutely horrendous. Horrendous.
He didn't look horrendous yesterday.
No.
Except for that one play. We threw the ball backwards to I don't know what he was doing there. But, you know, listen, they scored a touchdown a few plays later, so I guess it doesn't matter.
So the answer to the question, Doug, is no. No, nobody saw it looking. It was supposed to be the strength of this team, and right now I just – you know, we've got to dig a little deeper, Justin, than just saying the punter, you know, and I'll throw in the kicker. Like, you got to. I mean. But right now, it's like, I don't know what are the bright spots.
You asked the question.
I know. What are the bright spots? It's like.
That's what jumps out at me.
Like
Ryan Stonehouse was fantastic.
There's nothing on offense.
No.
Nothing. Right? Nothing. I mean, possibly Tajay Spears in a small sample.
From where?
I don't know. I'm just saying in a small sample.
He had 6 yards on 4 carries yesterday.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, well, there were 2 other games that he was okay. He was good.
Okay, well.
In a small sampling. I'm digging. I get it. I'm grasping at straws.
And that's why, because you're digging. I'm staying with the special teams.
What is it on
as
defense?
The bright spots. I mean, no one's been outstanding in all 3 games, I suppose.
No.
No one's jumped off the page here. They didn't have 3 sacks yesterday. I know it doesn't feel like they did, but they did. Danico Autry got a sack. Roger McCreary ended up with a sack. I missed that.
Autry's been good. He has been
Autry
good.
has been good. Autry's been good. T.R. Tart's been good. You know, some guys who've stepped
Big
up.
Jeff,
and,
obviously.
Yeah, Jeff. I mean, you know, but they're not going to carry the load. Defensively, you know, we haven't really seen the return of, you know, the pass rush in the way I think we thought we would this early in the season. But you know, I think we'll see a different team here in a few weeks. It's going to take them a little while.
What is going to be different?
Well, they're going to have to play better. That's what's going to be different.
But why do you have faith that that's going to happen when you said you believe that it's going to change for the better? Like what?
Just based on listen, either what we saw the first 4 years here under Mike Vrabel was just this outstanding set of football players that we can, you know, that we can't get back again, or we saw a set of guys. We saw a coaching type of situation that the guys bought into and believed in and played, you know, high above their expectations here. So I mean, I just believe that as I think we had another caller say, Coach Vrabel at some point will figure out how to get the most out of this team. If he can't, then this team is doomed for 3-14. And I just don't believe this team is going to be 3-14.
What if the last 7 games last year was really kind of where this thing is now going, the direction? I mean, I just brought it up. They've lost 9 of 10.
They've lost 9 of 10. I'm just not ready to hit the panic button to that extent, at least not yet. And listen, that could be the case.
And I'm not saying that they are, but I'm also
could be that bad.
Not willing to say like they're going to dig out like how? What a wand?
Well,
like what's going to dig them out?
Listen, you're asking for proof of things that we have not yet seen is what you're asking for. So you're saying, well, how in the world can we justify? Because it's football. That's how. Because, you know, teams show up and they look like poo-poo one week and they show up the next week and they play better. Yeah. That's what happens. The matchup changes. The guys heal. You know, the different things move around. I mean, it's hard to say exactly what it is, but
we did hit on something earlier that it is true. Like, if you are trying to find a silver lining for the offensive line, it's they're gonna get Skronsky back. He's gonna be back soon.
Yeah.
And, you know, Petit Friere is going to be back after 3 more games.
Yeah, and neither one of those guys were all pro exactly.
No, but
it's
compared
better
to
than
what they're trotting
what
out
they're
there,
dealing with now.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, they gotta get this running game going, and that's my thing. Now, the only thing that could really mess them up here, Darren, before we get off to the break here, is I don't understand what they're doing offensively. I don't understand what the philosophy is. Again, I'm an advocate for as long as you have these players, you need to go with this philosophy. They seem to be trying to take the same players they've had and apply a different philosophy, and that isn't taking. And so if they're going to keep going with this, either one day it's going to click and fall into place the way they designed it, or it's going to continue to look like what we've seen, which is bad. It's just not good.
Final break, come back and wrap up the Monday edition of the McFarland Show next.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
When you want down-home cooking, just head downtown. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel serves traditional Southern cooking, sourced fresh and local, just like Grandma used to make. Start your day with a Southern smoked breakfast bowl or a Music City omelet. If you're looking for variety, hit the biggest breakfast buffet in Music City or get your fill at the world-famous Biscuit Bar. Kitchen Notes dishes up lunch with traditional Southern tomato pie, country ham, and classic picnic ambrosia. Serving breakfast Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 10:30, and lunch is served 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Kitchen Notes doesn't forget the brunch crowd. Brunch at Kitchen Notes is every Friday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring cast iron pancakes, made-to-order waffles and eggs, and ice-cold carafes of mimosas. Enjoy farm-to-table Southern dishes made from treasured family recipes. Kitchen Notes at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Tennessee needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
I get a lot of vacation. I understand that. However, I don't take a lot of sick days. These things are not one and the same. That was not like I worked 8 straight days or I worked Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'll give myself a day off. I earned it. Hey, and by the way, I could because I have those days. I pride myself in not taking sick days. I hate that. We usually grind through it. But honestly, it was the right thing. In that case, it was the right thing.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville's Sports Radio.
The McFarland Show, broadcasting live in Rutherford County on 107.9 FM.
Let's listen to a couple minutes of what the head coach of the Titans had to say after yesterday's 27-3 loss to the Browns. This was today talking to the media.
I mean, I think there's a lot of things that are fixable, and obviously the execution has to be better. I think that's in all three phases. When you lose, that's how it is. And certainly offensively, we have to, remain, understand who we are and how we have to stay efficient. And the difference in 3rd and 4 and 3rd and 10 or 11 is critical. Just our ability to play the game in that fashion, much like we did against the Chargers. We weren't able to do that consistently enough yesterday. So, our ability to pick up and convert on possession downs at 3rd and 5 or less, is really good. And then the 3rd and 10 pluses are 2 for 25, and that's just too many 3rd and longs.
How disappointed are you? How disappointed are you that your team, normally the more physical team on the field, wasn't able to do that yesterday?
Well, I'm disappointed that we lost. This isn't a battle of, being the most physical or throwing for the more yards. It's, again, it's about winning and losing, and I would say that that's where the disappointment is. Then why, we lost. We can get into those factors, but in the end, it just, none of it was good enough. Then that's why I'm disappointed. Is that we lost.
A couple of you guys were really focused on the officiating after the game. You usually don't like to stick on that very long. You surprised that they did, or would you like them not to?
They're free to speak for themselves. That's what I do.
And when you gathered the guys around, what was your primary message that you wanted them to take away?
Well, that this is, when you play like that, you're gonna lose. You're gonna get beat. So we have to understand that. We have to realize why it is, that we lost, and also realize that you can define your culture by what you look like when things aren't great, when things don't go well. And yesterday they didn't go very well, and we'll find out, what kind of football team we have this week, and what kind of individuals, what type of people we have here, which I believe in, and who we are. So, that was my message. It was, wouldn't have a whole lot to say. Give them all credit. Get back to work, and don't think that anybody did enough to help us win.
Okay, there you go.
There
There's a little bit of Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
And obviously that is the one part and the one thing about it. Like, you didn't expect them to get pushed around by the Browns. Remember when Tony Rizzo said on Friday, what do you guys think? We went up to Cleveland and we talked to Tony Rizzo, who's been covering the Browns forever. And he's like, what do you guys think in Nashville? And we're like, don't really know how this game is going to go.
Yeah.
I didn't really think that being pushed around and dominated was really in the equation. I wasn't sure if they were going to win. In fact, I really wasn't. But in the fashion that the way that the Browns won, I'd really never factored that in.
No, not at all. And they got pushed around on several different levels as well. And they'll get back to work and figure it out. But hopefully it's a painful lesson that this team gets, and they're able to come back from.
That'll do it for our show today. You have a great rest of your Monday. 2 Monday night games and more Titans talk and a lot more to get into tomorrow at 2. We'll see you then.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
Oh, you guys are nuts if you think he actually had a buzzer under there. He did it.
What? Wait, Stu, do you believe the buzzer? I believe the buzzer.
You do?
I think everybody believes the buzzer.
No. think about how silly that really is. You think all these years later, nobody would have spilled the beans, nobody said a word?
Yeah, but it was so awkward the way he was hiding something.
No, he had a stupid tattoo and didn't want people to rip his shirt off.
Oh, get out of
I believe
here.
that.
Who on earth?
Sure. You put Ackerman
Anyone I know with a tattaoo wants to show that tattoo more than anything in the world.
You guys, I
But
thought
by
I
the
was
way,
a
like, you're
conspiracy
saying, like-
theorist around here. You guys sound wow.
They are Maggie and Perloff on CBS Sports Radio.
CBS Sports Radio, they will be back tomorrow. I am Bart Winkler here on this Monday afternoon, getting settled into the evening, getting ready for some Monday Night Football. 2 games again. You've got the Eagles and the Buccaneers. You've got the Rams and the Bengals. Bengals being coy about Joe Burrow's status. I would think he's not going to play. We will see. I don't know about that game. If Joe doesn't play, I call him Joe or boys. If he doesn't play, I don't know. I feel like the Rams can win. Rams are a weird team. There's still a lot of weird teams. There's a lot of teams this weekend where they're good and they cemented that they were good. Like who's the best team in the league? Who's number one in everybody's power rankings right now? It's got to be Miami, right? I mean, they hung 70. Miami's 3-0. The Eagles and Tampa and Niners are the only undefeated teams left. To the delight of Mercury Morris and all those dudes. Niners are 3-0. They look very good. They look very efficient. Brock Purdy has looked very efficient. The Niners more than anybody, and maybe the Dolphins might be challenging this, but the Niners, third and long is always third and short for them. Third and 15, Debo will get you 16. Third and 17, Kittle will get you 19. Third and 35, screen to McCaffrey, 42-yard run. You can never pin them back. That's been their hallmark the last few years. The Niners still have not won a Super Bowl since the 94 season. I think we give them a little, more respect than they deserve on that championship level. But they've been consistent. They've been good. They've been right there. A lot of the times they've made Super Bowls since. But right now, you got to look at the 49ers as the top team in the league. The Eagles, I think the Eagles are still the best in the NFC. We'll find out tonight. If Tampa wins tonight, they're 3-0. And Tampa is still a decent team. It's just they don't have Tom Brady. And last year's Tom Brady wasn't the Tom Brady we were used to. Last year's Tom Brady was a Tom Brady that was ready to retire, but he just wanted to come back for another season because he didn't want to regret anything. And so he played it out. He's like, all right, I am done. Regret, itch scratched. I'm good. And, they made the playoffs. Or they did, fine. And so now he retired, and the Buccaneers are trying to figure out what exactly they are, and they're like, I guess we'll just try this Baker Mayfield guy. One thing I've been bad at lately, I will admit, is who I think QB1 is coming out of these drafts. So what year was Baker drafted? Baker Mayfield, I thought, was QB1 coming out of that draft. I'm just going to talk to you for a second about how wrong I've been with some of this stuff. So he was drafted 2018 draft. It was him. It was Josh Allen at 7. Sam Darnold, remember he was taken with the 3 pick. Josh Rosen. Oof. And then Lamar Jackson first round. And that year I thought that Baker Mayfield was QB1. Now obviously Darnold not so great and Allen not so great. Not Allen, Darnold and Rosen. Allen, fine. Lamar Jackson, MVP. But I was wrong on that one. And then I really whiffed on the Justin Fields draft. I thought he was QB1. I thought he was QB1.